I'm Janine and I'm going to be bringing you a recipe for an Italian-inspired roasted vegetable tart. Yummy, lots of beautiful homemade veggies that are baked with herbs and garlic and all those beautiful Italian flavors that we just love. And we're going to be making our own base that is a grain-free, obviously gluten-free base. And it's going to be delicious. We're going to start with our yummy base for our tart. I've just thrown in some almond meal and I've got some tapioca flour that'll give it a nice, lovely texture. A little bit of coconut flour to help with the binding. We're going to put in a little bit of salt, which is actually kind of important to getting the right texture. And then our fat. We use Nuttelex, but you can use any vegan butter. You could also at a pinch use coconut oil. It's going to give it a little bit of a different flavour though. The only other ingredient we have is our egg, but we're not putting that in yet. We're going to whiz this until we've got a nice crumb. All right. Finally, we put in our egg. And that will make our dough come together. So that's our dough. It is a softer dough, but that's okay. We're not rolling this dough. We're going to press it in our tart case. Now, I've pre-greased this tart case just by hand. And now we're going to press our dough in. And I'm just going to do a little circle for the center because this tart case has little perforations and I don't want it to squeeze out the bottom. Just going to help it along. All right guys, that's our tart case all ready to go. What we're going to do is blind bake that. Now, if you haven't heard of that term, what we're saying is we're going to pre-bake it so that some of that center bit is pre-cooked, because often when you put a tart in, the filling can be browned and ready before the actual base is cooked. So we're kind of pre-baking it. Now, as you can see, I've got the tart base the dough just a little bit above the lip, and the reason why I've done that is because when you blind bake pastry, it often shrinks and sometimes it can leave you a little low tide on the edges. So I have done it so that when it does shrink, there's a little bit of extra give there, so it's going to stay a great shape. Now, before I've got these pie weights, which you can buy in your local homewares shops. They're basically little balls of, I don't know what they're made from. I think they are ceramic balls. If you don't want to go and buy these, that's completely okay. What you can use is rice or beans or chickpeas, something dried, and I'll show you how we're going to put that in. I'm just going to get some baking paper. Now, I like to put a little bit of baking paper on the bottom because I don't want the pie weights to stick. I want them to just create a little bit of weight so that as it's baking, if there's an air pocket underneath, oh, that's way too big. If there's an air pocket underneath and it starts to rise, the pie weights will stop it from puffing up and creating a bubble, and it makes your pastry go all weird. So putting the pie weights in stops any air from expanding and forces it to go around the edges, which is what we want. And that's basically it. So you can do that with beans, you can do it with rice, you can do it with anything kind of hard, and that we're just going to remove it once it's cooked. I've got my oven set to 180 degrees Celsius, and I'm going to pop that in for some pre-baking. The beautiful veggies we've used are Roma tomatoes, some lovely red peppers, capsicum, and also some zucchini cut on an angle. And we've tossed that in some mixed herbs, some fresh garlic and olive oil. We're also going to include some artichokes, which we're just using some tinned artichoke hearts that we've sliced up fresh. When you're mixing these with the marinade, you really want to get in with your hands and make sure that every little piece has got all those beautiful flavours on it. Once you've marinated those veggies, just lay them out on a nice big baking tray, and you want to bake that at 180 degrees Celsius for half an hour. So we know we're going to put our beautiful veggies into the tart, but what I'm also going to do is put like a green egg, herby green egg around it to help hold it together and give some extra flavour. So to do that, I'm going to make a paste first using beautiful fresh basil from my garden, and of course if you don't grow it, you can buy it from your local fruit and from your local fruit and veggie store, and support your local shops. And we're going to put in a few of these. Now we're not making a pesto, but we are getting very close to that sort of taste. All right, there's my basil. I'm going to throw in some olive oil, and I've got some fresh garlic cloves that I'm also going to throw in. Don't want it too oily. Some pepper. And let's throw in some eggs. 4 eggs will do. And this mix actually makes really yummy scrambled eggs. That's ready for us for assembly. Okay, our pie has been cooked for 10 minutes. I'm just going to put my lovely green egg mix with the yummy herbs. And I'm putting it on the bottom rather than spreading it on top, because we want to see these gorgeous veggies. If I was to pour it on the top, you wouldn't see them. So just go through and layer that with all your yummy veggies. So as you can see, as I'm going around, I'm putting like one of each thing and just layering them. So you've got that gorgeous little effect. It almost looks like ratatouille, doesn't it? And if you find at the end of putting all that together that you've got some gaps that you can't see lots of veggies, just slide them in. Get them nice and propped up high. You can pack as much as you want into this. It only makes it more delicious. How beautiful does that look? I am going to bung that back in the oven until the egg mix is cooked. Wow, look how gorgeous that is. Look at that. Let's take it out. There we go. How perfect is that beautiful pastry? You can hear how lovely hollow it sounds, and it's all, the eggs just risen up beautifully, and it's all gone fluffy and delicious. Let's put that on a plate, ready to serve. Now, the best way, we've taken the sides off, the best way for you to get the base off, because it can be a little stuck, is get one of these long icing knives and just slide it along and make sure it's cleared. Once you've got that, then you can, perfect, you've got the base. Voila! Let's see what that looks like inside. Oh, yum! Look at that. Look at all those beautiful veggies. Delicious. looks amazing, doesn't it? That looks pretty amazing. Well, let's give that a taste. Get a little bit of tomato, a little bit of zucchini, some pepper. Some of that lovely pastry. Oh, yum. Oh, that fresh basil with the mixed herbs. That is so damn good. What a great meal. You know, you could do this any night of the week. This is sure to be a family pleaser, let me tell you. And there you have it, guys. That's my recipe for the Italian-inspired roast veggie tart. Yes, it does take a little bit longer because you need to pre-bake the veggies, but it's so worth it. I mean, look at that. It's just gorgeous and it's so pretty and it tastes magnificent. I would love to hear what you thought of this recipe by sending us some comments down below, and if you like, to hit that like button and share and round with your friends and family. This has been so much fun to make and share with you. I look forward to seeing you next time. See ya. Sharing a gorgeous recipe, roasted. We're just going to bring that to you now. Do it again. Subscribed yet? Do that again. Guys, that came out weird. Get it, guys. Let's do that.